So a few days ago, we brought you this fiery clip, and oh boy, did it light up the comments section.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I asked my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate?
Mel Gibson just lit Newsom on fire. No mercy, no breaks. Called every Angeleno with a spine to boot out California's part-time governor, full-time disaster. This isn't some viral outburst. Mel's been torching Newsom for years, and we've got every clip, every rant, every flamethrower moment. The Golden State's falling apart, and even Bill Mayer, the guy who used to simp for Gavin, finally snapped.
It's all very good, but Governor, you were the poster boy for a lot of this stuff. I see today the Trump administration they talked about, I don't know if this is true, but they talked about the fact that California had a rule that schools cannot be required to notify parents if their kids in school have changed their gender, their pronouns. That's the kind of thing, even though it doesn't affect a lot of people, that makes a lot of people go, well, you know what? That's the party without common sense. Now, if that's your state, how are you?
Well, I just disagree with that. I mean, the law was you would be fired. A teacher would be fired if a teacher did not report or snitch on a kid talking about their gender identity. I just think that was wrong. I think teachers should teach. I don't think they should be required to turn in kids. And by the way,
we're talking about their parents. How can you snitch? The idea of a snitch and a parent, to me, doesn't compare.
Gibson swung first, but then Joe Rogan stepped in with a right hook. After Newsom's latest faceplant during the ICE chaos, it wasn't just a takedown, it was a tag team beatdown. Rogan and Gibson didn't just criticize. They annihilated. Leadership, gone. Accountability, missing. All that's left is a governor knee-deep in slogans and scorched credibility.
In 2019, I think Newsom said, I'm going to take care of the forests and maintain the forests and do all that kind of stuff. He didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. And then on top of that, they cut the water off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's all funny. And then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know, but it's like, it's sad. It's like the place is just on fire.
Well, the whole state is just so poorly managed.
You know what Gavin did manage to improve? His hair. That's it. Meanwhile, wildfires tore through California as 80% of the state's water was funneled into almonds. No reserves. No firefighting strategy. Just salon visits and agricultural stupidity. Gavin was too busy posing for Vanity Fair to protect actual Californians. Gibson noticed. So did John Voight.
You're a fool, blaming Trump. What are you doing for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles? Are you there, talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag, with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us. And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? President Trump called in the National Guard and the Marines to help with these destructive, barbaric riots.
John Voight didn't tiptoe. He drop-kicked Newsom's 2028 presidential dreams. Homelessness, crime, taxes. Gavin turned paradise into a warning label. And now he wants to do it nationally. More hashtags. More photo ops. More hollow gestures. Voight said it flat. If Newsom is the future of the Democratic Party, the future looks like San Francisco on bath salts.
All you do is cause chaos for the people. You're a disgrace. You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day. And God is my witness, truth will prevail because of your faults and your incompetence for California's failures. We the people, I stand with Donald Trump to make this state great again. But we, the people, choose Donald Trump to save America, and we're in danger with threats from terrorists now, and we must protect our country. This has now become good against evil, and evil will lose because our President of the United States of America was sworn in to protect this nation's greatest gifts: freedom, safety, prosperity. And he will, because he is the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln.
Voight backed Trump's National Guard deployment during the LA riots and used it to highlight Gavin's failure. While the streets burned, Newsom played activist-in-chief instead of governor. Forget crime, inflation, and safety. He was too busy preaching woke gospel to fix real problems. That's not leadership. That's ideological cosplay.
If you were governor right now of California, how would you be handling the ongoing crisis that the state's facing?
Well, I think the most important thing is when you are in a leadership position like that, is that you are inclusive and that you work together with everybody. And so it means that you have to work together with local government, the state government, and the federal government. They have to work together rather than fighting each other. Fighting each other's agendas and all of that stuff, that doesn't do good to anybody. And so there's no...
Arnold Schwarzenegger dropped the hammer. He watched Newsom turn a moment of crisis into a one-man Broadway show. Instead of restoring order, Gavin dared Trump to arrest him. Leadership? Nope. Just theatrics with a teleprompter. Arnold, a former governor himself, called it what it was, ego over duty. And the public paid the price.
That we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can, keep things clean, and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this.
Arnold didn't stop there. He blamed the chaos on illegal immigration and slammed politicians like Newsom for rewarding lawlessness. Schwarzenegger came here legally, worked his way up, and earned his place. He sees Newsom's open-door circus as a betrayal of the very system that gave him a shot. No shortcuts, no pandering, just law and order.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, by treating this city as a sanctuary city, have basically said that it is open season on federal law enforcement. They have treated Border Patrol and border enforcement as somehow an illegitimate force instead of what they are, which is the American people's law enforcement trying to enforce the American people's laws. So when Gavin Newsom encourages violence and rioting, when he encourages people to get in the face of our great Border Patrol officers, he is absolutely endangering the lives of federal enforcement. He's absolutely endangering the lives of mothers and daughters and fathers and sons who have been sent here to do a simple thing: enforce the law. And thank God they're willing to do it despite the fact that the local leadership of this community has made it harder on them and has in fact endangered their lives as they go about to do their important work.
Newsom's bet: pander to protesters, side with undocumented immigrants, and watch the outrage fuel his brand. What he got instead? Broken windows, burning businesses, and a terrified city. J.D. Vance chimed in, torching Newsom's judgment. You don't gamble with people's lives to score political points. But Gavin did, and Californians got burned.
What's going on in California? It isn't slowing down. The games are not slowing down. Newsom did eventually come out and apologize. If you want to go on Twitter, Rob, and just go to the apology video that he came out eventually. This is, I think, 4-5 days later. On day one, I asked him, I said, are you going to come out and do this? Watch how he's finally wanting to have his people be responsible. Go ahead, Rob.
You incite violence. I want to be clear about this. If you incite violence or destroy our communities, you're going to be held to account.
Okay.
That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated. Full stop. Already more than 220 people have been arrested, and we're reviewing tapes to build additional cases, and people will be prosecuted.
Then came the apology. Late, limp, and hollow. The chaos already happened. The homes were lost. The damage was real. Gavin governs like his auditioning for a Netflix docuseries. Stylish, smug, and all surface. America doesn't need another poster boy with perfect hair. It needs a spine. a brain. And someone who doesn't treat leadership like a personal brand. Newsom's California is what happens when style replaces substance. When slogans outrank solutions. When ambition trumps accountability. Mel Gibson, John Voight, Arnold Schwarzenegger, J.D. Vance, even Bill Maher, they've all pulled the fire alarm. Newsom's chaos doesn't need a promotion. It needs a shutdown. Because if this man ends up in the White House, America becomes California 2.0. And that's a disaster we can't afford.